Good morning from affairrecovery.com and Austin, Texas. It's great to be with you. For me, it's morning. I don't know where or what it is for you. I'm just glad that you're here. Today, I'm going to talk to you about something that for some of us, maybe not all, but maybe all, we encounter something called rejection. And I will tell you, I have an incredible amount of experience dealing with something that in many ways is diabolical. From a very young age, I was introduced to massive amounts of rejection. It would take several video blogs for me to walk you through it. And believe it or not, I know it'll be hard for some of you to believe, Samuel was not very good looking at all when he was in elementary school and middle school. It's a joke, but I did encounter massive amounts of rejection. It was from people groups, young people. I could go on and on. Enter infidelity and the rejection that a betrayed spouse feels is just off the chart. I mean, it is absolutely diabolical what a betrayed spouse has to deal with when their unfaithful spouse or partner has had an affair. Now, the unfaithful will tell you that it's awful for them as well, and some of them will tell you that's why they maybe acted out or had affairs or addictions or what have you, is that they felt massive rejection. At the end of the day, rejection is something that is awful, and we handle it in different ways. But today I will share with you a few ways that we handle it and then a few more ways on how we can handle it in a better way. Now, one of the most unhealthy things that we do when we experience rejection is we spiral and we succumb to self-hate, self-abandonment, self-shame. We treat ourselves with enormous contempt and rejection, and we spiral and we get angry at ourselves and we begin to go through all these different painful, self-shaming tactics we feel, especially when we're young. And so much of rejection stuff that we're wrestling with as we get older and into midlife is a lot of unhealed stuff we were subjected to when we were young. Not all of it, but a lot. And so we start to go down this never-ending spiral of hating ourselves and beating ourselves up, and then we end up alienating ourselves from all the people that we should be close to in life, particularly our partners or close friends that we should be relying upon. We can even reject our therapist who we feel has rejected us when maybe they've actually just been trying to help us. It is quicksand in every shape, fashion, or form. Number two is we reject them back. Oh, you're rejecting me? I'll show you. I'll reject you back, especially in a relationship or marriage. We think, you've chosen someone else? Oh, well, let me tell you how much of an awful person you are. You've cheated on me. Well, let me show you how wrong you were. And we begin to reject them back. Sometimes the betrayed will have their own affairs to make the unfaithful try and experience what they've experienced. And we will maybe assassinate their character, obliterate the people that are rejecting us, and do everything that we can to level the playing field and even the score. Next, and this one's really tricky. I don't know if you've done this one, but we go into this, one therapist described it as this fawning approach where the people, or in this case, the spouse or partner that has rejected us, we begin to fawn all over them. We're going to make them happy at every turn. We're going to fix every single cell that is a negative inside of us, and we are going to make them happy. We're going to do everything that we can to make them want us and accept us maybe even show them that we're capable of being who they want. We are going to do everything in our power, exhaust ourselves, betray ourselves, violate ourselves, even wound ourselves, all in an attempt to please them and make them happy. The problem with that approach is, and among other reasons, is we end up resenting those people or that partner. We end up resenting them because it's not intimacy, it's not real life, it's not reciprocity. It is simply us being a slave to trying to make them happy or content and accepting of us. And we end up completely almost extinguishing who we are in an attempt to please them. And then we start to get healthy, we start to see things, we start to get so tired that we realize, you know what, this is actually causing me to resent you and to be angry at you. And this is proven to be the opposite effect. I now am so angry, so hurt, I don't want anything to do with you. And I might stay in the marriage, but remain emotionally divorced. So what can you do? What's a healthy response? Well, if you're an unfaithful, one of the best things that you can do is say, you know what? I have violated this partner's trust. I have to own and accept. Why would they not reject me? Why would they not reject who I am? Look at what I've done. We can be, as unfaithful, so completely, this is a clinical term, stupid. We wonder, why are they so angry? Why are they rejecting me? Why are they so hurt? Why do they not want anything to do with me right now? It's been 2 weeks. Bro, sister, hello, wake up. You have devastated them. Of course, not all, but many are going to reject you. And one of the best things that you can do is go, man, I get it. Why would they not? I've got to own and accept what I've done. I've got to realize I need help to see things clearly. If you're betrayed, it may be more along the lines of, I wonder if this is more, not that you're going to use those perfect words, right? But I wonder if this is more about them than it is me. Because unfaithfuls cheat not because of the marriage per se, but because of what's going on inside them. That's why when a therapist immediately brings the both of you into a situation to talk, they want to immediately talk about the marriage without talking about the infidelity, which in kind of a backhanded way blames the marriage for the infidelity. And that isn't acceptable. And so as a betrayed, feeling rejected like that, one of the best things that you can do is go, man, hold on, let's get help before I take the blame for their infidelity. Let's get help before I just own immediately, well, I didn't pay attention to him enough, and we weren't physically intimate enough, and all of these things. Hold on there. Wait a minute. Maybe that's not true. And maybe they had an affair because they were unhealthy, and maybe this is more about the pain and the brokenness and the woundedness inside of them than it is about me not being a perfect spouse or partner. Next is something that is a little bit deep, and that is understanding how our script plays out. If you come from faith, you might call it generational trauma or generational curses. If you don't come from faith, it is about understanding a script that we have been living up until this point in our lives. And it might look like this. You feel rejection. So now you self-shame, you self-abandon. You do everything that you can to make that person happy. That person isn't happy. Now you reject them and you move on to the next relationship. Or you continue to stay in that relationship, but deep down inside, it's like there's acid eating away at your soul. And you begin to find yourself this hollow person who just has no hope. And it continues that way. You see, there's a script that has played out in many of our relationships, and it might be trying to play out now. There might be something generationally. Well, this happened to my dad. This happened to my uncle. This happened to my grandfather. It's always been in the bloodline. I get it. I'm not saying that those things aren't true. What I am saying is maybe you have a moment to repair the damage that has been transferred and handed down time and time again. Maybe this is finally a moment for you to say, okay, I can't do this again. I can't let this script play out I'm not going to just keep doing what I have done before, wondering why this keeps happening to me. I can heal myself. I can love myself. And you may not love yourself. If you struggle with rejection, chances are you're probably like, here we go, love ourselves, blah. I get it. I so get it. And I know where that comes from. And I understand that if you're having that big of a reaction, it's probably indicative that this is exactly what you need to hear and exactly what you need to work on. Because it is about us repairing the damage, our self-image, the rejection that we faced, things that have happened to us that are so much bigger than we may even know. And I know it personally. But you've got to find someone you can trust. You've got to find someone that you can open up to. Let your guard down and begin to talk about an event or multiple events or a script that has played out in your life for so long that needs to be confronted, needs to be healed, needs to be upended. Let me say, I'm sorry for every time you have felt rejected from people groups, maybe post-infidelity. You were rejected from churches, from people groups, from friendships, from relationships, from family members. For those of you that feel rejected by your partner or spouse, I'm terribly sorry. I would love to just stand in the gap for someone that's maybe hurt you immensely and rejected you and violated you and maybe changed your life because of their actions. Maybe I can sit here and say, I am sorry for what they've done. Maybe they have been trying to apologize to you. Maybe they're not healthy enough to apologize to you yet. Maybe they'll never stand in this moment. But I want to tell you that you can heal. You are not who or what they said you were. You are not worthy of rejection. You are worthy of acceptance and love and forgiveness. But it's going to take time, and it's going to take work, and it's going to take a process. It is worth the process. It is worth the heavy lifting. It is worth the sacrifice. If I can help in any way, please leave a comment. Please reach out. Whatever we can do to help you heal, we are all